Welcome to the Successful Nurse Coach podcast. On this podcast, Laura
and Shelby, both board-certified nurse coaches, show you how to make as much money as you want in private practice as a nurse coach.
Hi, everybody. It is Laura on her own doing the coolest podcast today. Yeah, I'm like pumped on this topic. You know, I needed a minute to be with the current climate that we're in. You know, at the time that I'm recording this, it's the end of August. I think this is going to go live in September or even early October, but it's all relevant. We're in an insanely heightened experience being an election year with so much division in our country. We are hearing on the news everywhere about inflation, about the economy. The prices of groceries have tripled and the interest rates. And it's different than it was 3 years ago. It's different than it was 5 years ago. And here we are. We're business coaches for nurse coaches in private practice. And I want to tell you what I'm noticing. I'm going to talk to you about really how to be relevant to your ideal client in a down economy. Because here's the thing, the economy, the way that it is right now, there are hundreds of thousands of people making so much money, and there are other people not making money, complaining about it, thinking they're a victim of the economy. And it really boils down to is what you sell relevant to human beings right now? And when everything's going great and economy's going great and the interest rates are low, there's just industries that boom and other things that go lower. And what I'm noticing about the coaching industry in general is we have to position ourselves differently and our messaging has to change so that coaching still remains an essential place to spend money and time. Now, I'm going to make this real for you guys. This is kind of advanced. If you are brand new, this might feel like it's over your head. So I'm going to recap some of the teaching that we do inside of our preceptorship course, our training modules, where we get much more granular. So I'm going to give you an overview, tell you kind of how you need to position yourself and why. And then I want you to take a look at your own marketing and the way that you talk about coaching and see how far off you are from this, okay? Because my goal on this podcast this morning, wherever you are, when you're listening to me, I want you to listen to this and I want this to help you make money, because if you're making money, it means you are coaching human beings. And if you're coaching human beings, that means the world's a better place. So I am unapologetically attached to the outcome here. I want you to listen to this. I want you to take it. I want you to take the information. I want you to do something with the information. And I want you to nail it in your practice, no matter the economy. All right. So the reason why a lot of new nurse coaches, even experienced nurse coaches, are struggling in their coaching business, it's just they're not relevant enough to their ideal client. Relevancy means that it's what we're into. It's what our attention is going to right now. You know, like wakeboard boats are not relevant in December. True? You're not going to look at wakeboard boats super excited when it's snowing. There are different seasons where things are relevant. It is not relevant to sell sunscreen in a place that has no sun. It's not relevant to sell towels when it's 30 degrees outside. Do you see what I'm saying? How do we make our coaching services relevant to the people that we're speaking to, that we're marketing to, that we're talking to in this climate? Because the old ways aren't working. We come out of certification and we try to sell coaching in these really vanilla, predictable ways. Like wellness is important and self-care is important and your dreams matter. And that's all true. But our reptilian brain, it's not floating to the top of the inbox. Am I right? Primarily, what human beings are worried about right now are money and time. Now, there's only 4 things that the human brain will allow you to spend money on. People primarily make purchases based on 4 core motivations. They either buy something to save them time, they buy something to save them money, they buy something to get more peace, or they buy something to get more status. So this is the fundamental driver of consumer behavior. 1 is saving time. Products or services that help people save time are often highly valued. This can include anything from meal delivery services, time-saving software and automation tools, convenience, because it's a fast-paced world. And if you've got a busy life and a big family and you're all working, there just never seems to be enough time. So if you can market to the fact that whatever you sell creates more time and more space, people's brains light up. The next is Anything that offers savings, discounts, or long-term cost benefits are super appealing. This is why like sales, discounts, and value for money propositions are so effective in marketing. This is why scarcity and urgency works in marketing. It's if you've had your eye on a backpack and suddenly it's 20% off. In this economy, you're more likely to act because saving money is more important to you. Your brain's like, if I'm going to spend money, it has to be super high value because I have this fear that I don't have enough money. All right. Also, people purchase things that might be more expensive up front, but save money in the long run, like energy efficient appliances or durable goods that don't need frequent replacement. We're going to come back to this, but this is one of the categories that coaching fits into deeply, no matter your niche. Next is like gaining peace, anything that gives you a sense of security or safety, products that provide peace of mind, like insurance, security systems, health-related services fall into this category. So people buy these to alleviate worries about potential future issues. And then a mental and emotional well-being. This is where we primarily saw in the last 5 years the most messaging about coaching is anything that helps reduce stress, anxiety, or uncertainty, self-care products, therapeutic services, financial planning. That worked better in the previous economies. It's not working as well now. My mentor told me, instead of selling supplements, you got to start selling painkillers because people are in more pain. They're not looking to become optimal. They're looking to have less pain. And that pain being discomfort from some other area of their life. And least in this economy is purchases driven by social recognition, luxury goods, designer brands, high-end technology. Not that this isn't gone. This still works, but it's just not as important, right? When the economy is bustling, we're sensing that everything's going to be okay. We're not wondering if we're going to be in a civil war at every moment. Maybe our ego cares more about peace, maybe a little bit more status, more recognition. You're going to book that extra vacation. We saw like an uptick in that after COVID. So just having a sense of where we are in globally and in the United States and even in your local economy and what the primary messaging is. And since this is election season, it's a whole lot of fear on all sides. Doesn't matter what side of the fence you fall on. So the reason why these 4 categories resonate because they touch on basic human needs and desires. So when you focus on making your coaching relevant to your ideal client by connecting the dots on how it's going to save them time and money, this hints to their practical and immediate needs are being acknowledged. And when our primary messaging is all about peace or status, then the emotional and psychological needs are what's being hinted to. And immediate needs will always take precedence over emotional and psychological. It shouldn't be that way. It just is. So understanding which of these motivations your service, your coaching taps into can help you craft more effective marketing messages and different strategies. And you're going to appeal to one or more of these core drivers. Now, if you can connect with potential clients on a deeper level and you align your offerings with their intrinsic motivations, their deepest desires, and their deepest fears, this is very successful. And one of the first things that come up when we teach marketing and sales to nurse coaches is they worry about integrity. They don't want to bait and switch. They don't want to be sleazy. They don't want to be yucky. Right. I get that. But if your coaching is a medicine and you're designing the medicine bottle that's going to sit on the shelf and people are walking past this shelf and they have to decide which bottle they're going to purchase, don't you want your medicine bottle that's the best, that you believe is the best? Don't you want your medicine bottle to stand out so they choose yours? Or do you want them to spend their money on subpar products, subpar ways of dealing with their life? When you're deeply aligned in your mission and your purpose and your belief, then effective messaging and marketing is advocacy. It's not sleazy behavior. This podcast is not about that, but I just want to mention that if that's coming up for you guys. All right. So in a down economy, certain categories of consumer motivation tend to become more prominent while others diminish in importance. And so the number one category right now that I'm seeing, that I'm feeling, is saving money. Any way that you can show how your coaching saves money in the long run, it should be your number one messaging in every proposal that you do, in your website, in your newsletter, in your email, in your social media, in your reels, in your workshops, in your whatever. You have to hint to this, how your product will save the client money over time. Why your product is a necessity. It's not a luxury. It's not something that would be nice. Oh, it'd be nice to talk to so-and-so once a week about my goals. That's not going to sell in this economy. the thought that you want your ideal client to have is, gosh, if I make this upfront investment of time and money, it's going to save me so much money in the long run. This is such a smart decision. And by the way, my desire to feel some certainty in the uncertainty of the economy, this makes sense to that. This is aligned with that. This is congruent with that. The next one is time. So while saving time remains important in a down economy, people might be more willing to invest time to save money. So for example, they might choose to cook at home instead of dining out, even if it takes more time. However, for essential services that save time, like necessary childcare or certain forms of transportation, this category still holds relevance. If you save time, theoretically, you save money as well. And so I think that money and time should be the primary messaging that we focus on, learning how to write and to weave into your offer. Next is going to be peace, and the last one is going to be status in this economy. So consumers, your ideal clients, prioritize essential spending, things that save money, provide peace over non-essential or status-driven purchases. And so there's a shift towards more conservative financial behavior. And so if we're marketing coaching as a luxury item or as something that would be nice, we're going to get the objection is not right now. Not right now is not the right time. Maybe next month, maybe in 3 months, or I just can't justify spending money on this right now. Oh, we've had so many Nurse Life Coach Academy students back out because of this. Even if it's $260 a month, it's not going to cause stress on most people because it seems crazy. It seems crazy that you would spend extra money on something unessential. But when you zoom out and in good sales, and if I'm in a sales call, if I zoom out, I can show them that over the next 12 months, it will save them money. We need to be able to do this with your coaching packages and your services. So I want to give you just some awesome categories. Like, I want you to think about your problem that you solve in the world and your hypothetical niche. And I want you to begin to think about how you can position your coaching package, your offer, as an investment. So coaching doesn't cost any money. The investment is. We don't even use cost. We don't say the word price. We say the investment is, because life coaching is an investment. Nurse coaching is an investment. Now, how does life coaching and nurse coaching help clients make better decisions that save money in the long run? Because coaching prevents mistakes, costly mistakes. It prevents us from making decisions that cost us money that are not aligned with our true purpose. Oh my gosh, this is it, right? This is it. I'll talk to a nurse who is dying in her job. She has a 2-year-old at home. She is commuting an hour to work and back, working 40 hours a week, doesn't like her job, feels like she's dying inside, but she's doing a $500,000 remodel. And so she has to keep working. And do you see how unaligned that is? So somehow her and her partner have decided that the best thing for their family, their young family, is for her to kill herself in a job that she hates, commuting over 10 to 12 hours per week to save up enough money to do a renovation on a house that she's never in, instead of potentially addressing the unaligned job, following her heart, starting a nurse coaching practice, and in 2 years being able to half as much time away from her child, have the same amount of money to do the same said renovations, which by the way might even be cheaper because the cost of materials might be down. If I can spend enough time with someone to help them see this from a different lens than buying my product, it's so irresponsible to postpone it because of the values. People who have coaches make better and more effective financial decisions in their life. They make better career choices. They have better business strategies. They have better personal relationships, which then lead to higher peace, which then lead to less spending to make themselves feel better. They are more certain in their decision making, so they make decisions quicker, which, by the way, always saves you money. Perseverating over decisions is a costly way of living. Life coaching makes people change and grow in a way that they are more likely to have a higher paying position. They are more likely to get the promotion. They are more likely to get the job that they want that's closer to home for more dollars per hour and beat out other candidates. They are more likely to have the confidence to negotiate and get their house for a cheaper amount or to get their rent reduced. With health coaching, there's 1,000 ways that you can talk about how health coaching saves you money. They save money in their food. They save money in their medications. They save money in expenses over a lifetime. And there's efficiency gains. So another way that life coaching is a wonderful investment is that it enhances productivity. By setting clear goals and having some better time management, our clients are able to do more in less amount of time, more aligned with higher goals and higher good, and they avoid the trial and error approach, and they stop wasting time and resources. As I talk about life coaching and coaching in this way, it's like it becomes an essential thing. It becomes actually the most important thing that people should do right now in this economy because of my messaging. So that is, I want you to position your coaching as an investment. I want you to show what the long-term savings are on time and money and how efficiency gains will give them more time and money. The next is highlighting the essential nature of coaching in general. In a down economy, people face increased stress and uncertainty. And increased stress typically does not make us more efficient. We buy things we don't need. We spend money on food that we shouldn't eat. Perhaps we drink more alcohol than we should drink. Perhaps we book vacations because we just have to let some steam off. Position your coaching as essential support during challenging moments. You help clients navigate changes in their careers, finances, or personal lives with clarity and confidence. And stress and anxiety often spike in economic downturns. Promote life coaching as a crucial investment in your mental health, which is essential for maintaining productivity and making sound decisions. So we've got two categories now you can write down. You've got position life coaching as an investment and highlight the essential nature of coaching. Next, I want you to really stress the time-saving benefits of working with you. Life coaching provides structure and accountability, which leads to faster achievement of goals, whether those be financial or time goals. So by working with a coach, clients can cut through the noise and focus on what's important. This gives them an edge. In a time where you feel like there's not enough for everybody, which isn't true, by the way, but that's the general consensus. Coaching is an edge. It's a cheat code. It's a way for you to double down on yourself during a period of time that requires more of you. For those of you just starting out and your coaching packages are $1,200, you can say, because you're worried about money, the first goal we're going to create is a way for you to save $1,200 over the next 3 months so that this coaching package is free. Because all we're really going to be doing is trying to figure out how to save $400 a month. And we can do that. There's 1,000 ways we can do that. We can do that on our first session. And so homework before our first paid session is I want you to give me a spreadsheet of everything that you spend money on and your monthly bills. And we're going to find $1,200 to save in the next 3 months so that this time spent with me is free. And we build systems so that you save more money for the rest of the year so that you get a positive ROI. You get a return on investment financially, even though we're working on your mental health and your anxiety. We'll just knock off the financial part of this as our first goal. So we want to emphasize that by working with a coach, they are going to save money and time on not employing ineffective strategies that have not been working. The reason why a client's life is the way that it is because they've been doing what they've been doing. And it is 90% sure that 90 days from that discovery call that you have with them, their life will be status quo exactly the same. It is unlikely that they're going to have one call with you and that their whole life will shift. So really stressing that, like the efficiency and the time-saving benefits. I want you guys to leverage testimonials and case studies. And I want these testimonials and case studies to talk about time and money. Rewrite them. Ask permission. Ask your clients, how have you saved time and money from working with me? And post about that. And using quantifiable outcomes. Wherever possible, provide something tangible. In business coaching, this is super easy. When a client has a $10,000 month and I share about that, it's pretty self-explanatory. I don't have to connect a lot of dots. But if I'm selling health coaching, I'll give you another example. I sell high-end water ionizers, the best water ionizer on the market, and that's a water machine. It's one of our businesses that my husband and I are involved in. That machine's about $5,000, and you save so much money over 5 years of just not buying bottled water and not buying cleaning supplies for your home. It is so easy to make the numbers work on this machine. So easy to make the numbers work. So essentially in a down market, you're like, let's get smart. Let's have you finance this machine. It's a tax deduction. And then each month you're going to save this amount of money. And in 5 years, you're going to save this amount of money. That's tangible. It's not like, yeah, you're going to save money with not buying bottled water. Okay, yes, but how much? The ego wants to know. So think about your offer. How does your offer, what is a tangible result that you can pull from the people that you've coached? Now, here's another thing. I don't like to veer off the path of our original teachings, but I'll give you an example of what some people are doing and it's working. Let's say that your ideal client are stay-at-home moms. These are typically tough population to sell to because they usually don't make the financial decisions in the family. They have some level of guilt because their husband's making all the money. They have this fear of like taking time for themselves because of culture. And so this can be tricky. You got to be a ninja. You can do it. You can be successful at selling to this population. God knows they need it. However, this can typically be hard. And so if your typical coaching package is $1,200 for 3 months, what you could say to some of these clients where money's a barrier is come back to them and say, hey, so-and-so, I've been thinking about this. And I know I proposed to you 3 months ago and it was this. I want to get on another phone call. I have a different offer that's working for other people who are in a similar position than you. And they're ending up saving money and time. And so what your offer could be is you could do 2 calls per month and have a pretty extensive homework assignment that they email to you instead of that 3rd call and lower your price a little bit. So they are saving money by investing their time on assignments instead of coaching time with you. It's not ideal, but it is better than nothing. And it is as an offer you can go back to if you've gotten a slew of no's from people with a financial barrier. Get them on a phone call, tell them you've got another package in mind, you've got an offer in mind that you really think would be perfect for them, and explain to them why and how it's saving other clients money and time, and give it another shot. All right. Flexible payment plans. This is super tricky. Flexible payment plans inherently cause problems in coaching, but depending on your offer, this is something that you might want to consider. So typically we don't tell you to do, if you have a 3-month coaching package, we don't tell you to split it up into 3 payments. This is an economy where you can play with that if that's helpful. There is going to be a percentage of people on payment plans that don't pay you. And so ideally pay in full is better. But if it feels easier to say my coaching package is going to be $399, 3 payments of $399, and that feels better than my coaching package is $1,200 upfront right now, play with that because you are aware of the client that you're speaking to. All right. This is the last one I'm going to give you guys. I'm going to also put it in the show notes. I'm going to actually create pretty lengthy show notes for this one because it's kind of like a mini lesson and I'll probably be putting it into my course. But tailoring your messaging for different segments. So a lot of you are general coaches at this point. And so you're like, I don't know, I don't have a niche well defined, and I certainly don't have one specific problem that I'm solving over and over again. I'm kind of helping everybody with everything. Then you want to tailor this to whoever you're talking to. And if you are doing social media posts, pick 4 different problems that you solve with 4 different client avatars, and all 4 of those talk more about money and time that you save. This is a skill. Copywriting is a skill. Please use ChatGPT. And I'm going to tell you how to use ChatGPT. Chat is my personal assistant. He's a dude. He's probably 32. I think he wears a hat backwards and wears bright colors, but he's my personal assistant. So ChatGPT and me, we're homies. He is my personal assistant. He works with me in my business every day, and I talk to him as such. So for this episode that I'm doing right now, this is how I pulled more out. I said, Chat, I have been taught that people only buy things in 4 categories, something that saves them time, money, or gives them peace or status. Can you elaborate on this? And Chat went to town for me, which is how I was able to create this podcast episode, all stuff that I know, well structured, organized, and delivered to you in 8 minutes. It took me 8 minutes to design this podcast episode, and it's going to take me another 25 to record it and give it to you guys. So when you're looking at writing copy and you get so overwhelmed because it takes you so long to do a Facebook post, you and Chat, you don't have to call him Chat. You can call him or her anything that you want, but you get help with this part. Just talk to them like it's a human. We've come a long way with AI. I think that in the transformation industry, there's a split focus on AI. Some people hate it. It's the devil. It's the downfall of our culture, which is probably not completely untrue. And the other half is like, this is the best. We have basically a super intelligence that's helping us in our solopreneur endeavors. I'm in that camp because it's here to stay. And every business will have it integrated, and we might as well be homies. And so me and Chat, we do good work in the world together. He's so helpful. Get yourself your own AI assistant to help you with this process. And if you want a mentor, if you want to be in a space, in a community, in a group that gets this, that can help you in this market, to help you be successful, to save you time and money, and for fuck's sake, but I'm trying not to put F words too many times on podcasts anymore. But for fuck's sake, hire us. We can help you, especially in the business part. This is like the gift that will keep on giving. You will never regret learning sales. You will never regret learning business. You will never regret being mentored by seasoned, incredible nurse coaches that have been where you've been, that can hold your hand and save you money, time, and create this practice. We can go out and help the world. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly when this is airing, but reach out to us if you have any questions. We've got so many programs starting in January of 2025. We have our preceptorship course that we are still offering, and that would be a great place to start. And if you have any questions, come find us in our free Facebook group. I'd love to learn more about you, your practice, how this landed. And thanks for listening to my crazy voice, whatever day this is. All right, guys, go into the world, do good work. See you soon.